Hello everyone! Welcome to another mental health break with Spirit Sister. That's me. My name's Nicole. In case you didn't check out my first couple of videos beforehand, real quick backstory on me. I'm 22 years old. I'm a blogger in Vancouver, BC. I primarily blog about mental health, mental illness, and just creating awareness about these things. I actually have been living for about 10 years with a fairly severe case of depression and some anxiety just lumped in there just for fun. Yeah, lucky me. But no, really lucky me. Now I am more on the other side of it, thanks to a lot of things, a lot of different things. So I'm just here trying to share my experiences with others in hopes that it really opens the eyes of people who maybe don't fully understand it, people who are suffering in silence, to know that they can feel safe talking about it, because there is still a lot of stigma out there, and I really just want mental health to always be in the forefront of everyone's minds. Today, I really wanted to talk about, this video is going to be more for the people who aren't necessarily dealing with depression personally, but maybe you know somebody that is, and I just wanted to touch on some things that can clarify it for you, because I know it's confusing and I know it's hard, and I've had many conversations with people close to me about it, and it's confusing. It doesn't make a lot of sense and you don't know where to step. It's like you're walking on eggshells around these people, right? So I wanted to discuss with you today kind of in depth what it's like living with depression. Just a few little things you can keep in mind when it comes to communicating with these people, and maybe some things that they need that they don't know how to voice to you. A big part of depression is just not really knowing how to communicate how you're feeling. So what is it like to live with depression? If you don't, you're very lucky, and it's also confusing when you have someone in your life that does struggle with it. It's like, it's hard to relate, you know? So the best way I can explain it in a metaphor, it's like a person that hangs out around you. This big, beastly person, dressed in all dark clothes. Everywhere they go, there's like, just dark clouds that follow them. So you have the visual, right? They come up to you one day and they handcuff themselves to you, and they say, you know what, I'm not going anywhere. The first thing is, oh my god, like, this person just handcuffed themselves to me and I'm terrified. And then they're just always around you, you know, everywhere you go. Even when you're like kind of having a decent day, it's always there, and they're always reminding you of things. Reminding you, oh, you know what, you're having too much fun here, you gotta stop that, or you're feeling too good about yourself, quit it. It starts to remind you about the things you don't like about yourself, or the things that maybe you need to work on, and making it seem like you're never gonna get anywhere because of those things. Could you imagine? I mean, if a physical person did that to you, that would be some severe abuse and some severe bullying and illegal. At the end of the day, it doesn't go away. It crawls right into bed with you, whether you like it or not. So basically, I mean, things to keep in mind is that people who are dealing with moderate to severe depression in their lives, they're always living with some form of anxiety, because there's this hulking kind of dark presence around them all the time, and you have to work really, really, really hard to get rid of it. So people that are depressed are often really tired, you know, they just don't like to get out of bed or off the couch or leave their house. There's triggers everywhere you go, some things that remind you of this, and often it's like that little voice, like I said. So there's often visual things or things people say that just trigger something in you to send you from maybe an okay mood to just a black pit of doom. And loss of motivation, I mean, that's a huge thing. That's a key indicator that, you know, there's some sort of deep depression really brewing there. You start to feel all those triggers and that little voice in your head telling you that you're not good enough and you're never going to succeed at any of these things. So you just really, truly start to believe in your heart that there is no point. There's a lot of confusion too. As a depressed individual, you get confused, lost for words really easily. You start to feel defeated instantly because you don't feel like you can find the words. All this confusion is overwhelming and it's stressful, and it drives you into the black pit of doom that much faster. And then there's guilt, and guilt is is a really good friend of depression, and they hang out a lot, and often depression will call it up and say, hey, come on, hang out, and then, you know, guilt will handcuff itself to your other side, and then they'll be like the fight for you, but then they're also friends, so they're like working together and just to make you crazy. It's just really something that makes your stomach feel sick and tight, and you're confused and you're lost, and you feel bad constantly that you did something wrong. So here are a few things to keep in mind if you have someone close to you that suffers from depression, or really any mental illness, but this video is specifically just about depression, since this is where I've gotten my experience from. Of course, you want to communicate with them in a way that deepens your understanding and gains their trust and helps them understand where you're at. I mean, it's just a whole ping pong match of trying to understand each other as best as possible. So the first thing is, please do not treat that person as a depressed person. To treat us as that's all that we are or whatnot, it's hard to deal with, because then we in turn start to believe that, and we forget that there's a lot more to life and that we can actually beat it and become ourselves again. Just try to treat it as this is something that you're dealing with, but it's not who you are. Another thing is, you gotta trust them. If this is someone that you've known for a long time and they're telling you, you know what, I'm gonna be okay, I just need a little bit of space right now, let them have it. You know, they're maybe a little more introverted personality, and that's how they can replenish their energy, or they just need some time to sit out and think about things. Listen to them and ask inquiring questions. One of the hardest things when you're depressed is to have like a true conversation where you can really get across what you're feeling and thinking. Really be genuine in these conversations and listen intently for especially any signs that this person is thinking suicidal thoughts or that they've had suicidal tendencies. Those are some very serious issues, but also just listen for any way that they're trying to tell you that you can really help them, or anything that they're letting on to you to know how it feels like. One of the biggest things is really take it seriously. Don't make jokes about it. Don't, make someone feel bad if they're on medication. Don't be condescending, just take it seriously. So if someone comes up to you and says, I think I'm depressed, then you say to them, okay, what are we going to do about this? Something else is just remind these people in your life that you're there when they need you. If they seem a little standoffish or they're having a hard time responding or communicating, don't get offended and don't get too worked up. Just say, okay, this is something I'd really like to understand, and I do really want to have this conversation. So when you're ready, you come talk to me, okay? So that's really all I have to say about it today. I mean, depression is a very unique kind of demon for every person. So I might do like a second part to this another time, and I'll touch on some more in-depth things that work for me. Thanks for watching though today, guys. I really hope this was informative on some level to you and helps you out. And please tell me if there's any questions you have or any videos you'd like to see of me answering your questions, or a topic you're interested in. Please comment or send me a message and let me know, because I'm all ears for you and I'm here for you. You're not alone. Thank you so much. Please hit that subscribe button and join me on my journey to spread awareness. And have an inspired day. I'll see you next time. Bye.